October 22nd, 2014 meeting of the Environmental Public Works Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Delahanty?
Here.
Mr. Haney? Chairman Michike?
Here.
Mr. Rocco? Here. Mrs. Stick? Here. Mr. Wilcox? Here. Mr. Yolovich?
Is there anyone signed up for public forum?
There is not.
Is there anyone present who is not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? Seeing none. Next item on the agenda is approval of minutes. You have the September 17th, 2014 minutes of the Environmental Public Works Committee before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. Next item on the agenda is new business.
Referral 14-297.
Moved by Legislator Delahanty, second by Legislator Yolovich. Is there any discussion? Legislator Haney.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. What is the $6,000 that is being paid to the Planning Council to be used for? Or what are we buying from the Planning Council?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, that represents a 50-50 match. So the total value of service being provided is $12,000, and they're doing an evaluation of other municipalities across the county on how they fund their stormwater programs.
Through the chair, they're doing an evaluation of how our towns fund stormwater programs?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, yes, other towns and villages, and as you know, there's a number of towns and villages, the majority actually in Monroe County, that comprise the Monroe County Stormwater Coalition that work together to meet federal stormwater regulations. And towns and villages have different levels of effort, and this study will help us evaluate how the different municipalities are funding their stormwater programs.
Well, there's 20 towns and 10 villages. I can't imagine this entails more than 30 phone calls. I mean, you call the local supervisor or the mayor and say, how do you fund stormwater? I mean, it doesn't seem to me that that should cost $12,000.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, the work that they'll be doing and the report that they'll be preparing will feed into our stormwater master plan, which is, as you know, we're taking a holistic look countywide relative to stormwater planning. So that is a component of their scope as well. They're looking at how the different governments may be funding their programs, whether through stormwater districts specifically or through other programs within their department.
Well, I'll anxiously await reading the report to see what $12,000 bought. I mean, the towns all have stormwater drainage districts. I mean, sometimes they're a town-wide district. Some towns, there's several districts for different parts of the town.
Through Mr. Chairman, if I may just add, again, the proceeds that are being used, the funds for this are coming from unspent funds from a state grant. So there's no cost to the county for this. These are what I would say are unspent funds from a prior grant.
Through the chair, where's the Planning Council getting the $6,000 match?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, that's in-kind service.
Are we in fact doing the Planning Council, since we got $6,000 left over in a state grant through the chair, are we in effect doing the Planning Council a favor and giving them $6,000?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, we reached out to the members of the coalition and others to submit grant opportunities for these unspent funds, and they were one of the respondents, and we reviewed their submittal and found that favorable.
It sounds like a waste of money to me.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 14-299.
Moved by legislator Yolovich, second by legislator Rockow. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Not any opposed? Next item.
Referral 14-301, amended increase and improvement.
Moved by legislator Rockow, second by legislator Stick. Legislator Haney.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The estimated cost of, of the work on the pedestrian bridge has tripled. Why, I mean, it's gone from 900, as I understand it, from 900,000 up to 2.6 million. Why has the, I mean, to have the cost triple is incredible. What's going on?
Through Mr. Chairman, the short answer is the engineer's estimate was off for what we had anticipated for the cost of this project. This is complex work. This is work on the sea soap tunnel deck and bridge. And given the conditions that they'll be working in, we believe that the cost accurately reflects the work. Unfortunately, our estimate was not accurate for the work, and therefore we're asking for your favorable consideration of this project.
Through the chair, so the engineering firm erred by 200%?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, that is correct.
Who was the engineering firm?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, Lou Engineers.
Are we continuing to use them?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, the only contracts that they presently have are for this project. Through you, Mr. Chairman, that's for work with DES.
Do you think they're capable of finishing the project, given that they so grossly erred up to this point?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, yes, I do.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 14-303, amend resolution 40.
Moved by legislator Stick, second by legislator Delahanty. Any discussion? Legislator Haney.
Through the chair, what is the reason for the increase in the annual cap on their services of $75,000?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, the increased scope relates to additional work that's required for projects, specifically plan reviews and third-party required inspections for construction. We had some additional projects that we need their assistance on for the balance of their contract. Therefore, we're asking for this increase.
Through the chair, I mean, the number of county buildings that we have that require these code enforcement reviews, I mean, that hasn't changed, has it?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, the work is primarily for new construction associated with plan reviews and special inspections. Some projects include Building 21 at MCC, the Northwest Quadrant Secondary Clarifier, and anticipated services associated with MCC Downtown Campus.
So this, through the chair, this contract covers MCC buildings?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, the nature of the work is code-related, so that's work performed through DES. This resolution affords us the ability to charge project-specific capital funds for that, so if it's an MCC-related project, we can charge that capital fund directly.
Through the chair, as I understand it, this is regular ongoing life and safety code, inspections, et cetera, fire codes, elevator codes, et cetera. It's not really connected to construction, is it?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, you're correct, it does involve annual life safety inspections, but that's not what's driving this requested increase. The requested increase, if I could refer to the referral specifically, are plan reviews and special construction inspections. Those are what's required for the capital projects that I referenced and others that we anticipate support from these term services for.
So when we're when we're building a project like the new Damon campus, and we've hired architects and engineers to do that, these people then come in and review the plans they have put together to see if they're compliant with the fire and safety codes, et cetera?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, yes, they do on behalf of the county.
And then we charge that back to the capital fund for the project?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, that is correct.
So through the chair, this entire $75,000 increase will be getting charged back to capital funds?
Yep. Through you, Mr. Chairman, likely that it will be, but I can't say for 100%.
Okay.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 14-304, authorize.
Moved by Legislator Delahanty, second by Legislator Yolovich. Any discussion? Legislator Haney.
We had, in the electrical construction, we had the rather unusual circumstance of having two low bidders who tied. They each submitted a bid for $137,500. When that happens, how did you make the selection of, I guess it's East Coast as opposed to Schuler-Haas?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, it was resolved by a coin toss at bid opening. Yep, literally, and agreed upon by the parties.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 14-309, amend the 2014.
Moved by Legislator Yolovich, second by Legislator Rockow. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? Seeing none, there being no other matters, the October 22nd, 2014 meeting of the Environmental Public Works Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting will be November 19th, 2014 at 5 p.m.